Before we dive in, I want to invite you to join my free community for mom entrepreneurs called the Momentum Hub. It's a calm, supportive space with weekly resets, simple guidance, and real momentum without hustle or burnout. You can join for free by going to momsmakemoneycollective.com/hub. Once again, that's momsmakemoneycollective.com/hub. I'll also make sure to have the link to join in the show notes so you can join that way as well. All right, let's get into the episode. Okay, real talk. Can we just acknowledge that Maycember is a thing? Like, whoever decided that May would somehow rival December in terms of chaos clearly did not have a child in school. End of year programs, teacher gifts, field days, last minute project reminders, and you're still supposed to be running a business. Sure, no problem, totally fine. And obviously, as this episode comes out, we are in July, but as I'm recording this, it's June, and a few weeks ago, in the chaos of Maycember, I was staring down the barrel of my son being out of school for a week and a half before camp started, and I had a to-do list that was not going to get done in any normal way. And that is exactly when I leaned hardest on AI, not to do more, but to protect my breathing room. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how I use AI during what I call low capacity seasons, aka those seasons of life that aren't your normal, where you're running on less time, less energy, or both, and how it's become the thing that keeps my business moving, even when I genuinely just cannot deal. All right, let's talk about it. Welcome to the Sustainable CEO Mom Podcast, the show for service-based moms who are done with hustle culture and ready to build profitable businesses that actually fit their lives. I'm Jenny Sunnison, business strategist, podcast mentor, and the founder of Moms Make Money Collective. Let's build something sustainable. Hey, and welcome to the Sustainable CEO Mom Podcast. I'm Jenny, and this is a show where we talk about building a profitable, sustainable business in the margins of mom life without burning yourself out or sacrificing the moments that actually matter. If you're new here, hi, I'm so glad you found me. And if you're a regular, you already know we keep it real around here. No fluff, no pretending business is always rainbows and butterflies, just real strategies for real moms. Let's jump in. So before I give you the how, I want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing because low capacity season gets thrown around a lot, and I want to define it the way that I actually mean it. So a low capacity season is not a slow season in your business. It is a season where your personal life is fuller than normal, which means that you have less time and less mental bandwidth to dedicate to your business. For me, this looks like things like winter break. It looks like the end of school chaos in May. It could look like a family trip, a health thing, or a season of supporting someone you love, or honestly, just a stretch of weeks where life is just louder than usual. In these seasons, I'm intentionally doing the bare minimum in my business. I'm not trying to grow. I'm not trying to launch. I'm just trying to maintain and if possible, get a little bit ahead so that when the season passes, I'm not starting from scratch. And that's exactly where AI comes in. All right. So you got a little brief intro to this in the beginning of the episode, but let me tell you specifically what happened right before summer started this year, because I think this will make it click. So I knew my son was going to be out of school for a week and a half between the end of the school year and the start of camp. I also knew that week and a half was going to be a lot. Activities, mom guilt if I'm on my computer too much, zero focus work windows, you know how it goes. So instead of hoping for the best and winging it, I sat down with my good buddy Claude and I essentially said, help me get ahead. And I used that time to map out my content for June and July, outline podcast episodes, and then get them recorded and get my email strategy drafted. Also that when my son was home, I wasn't scrambling. I was just executing on the things that were already planned. Or honestly, not even doing it myself because it was already done. That is the power of AI in a low capacity season. It's not magic, it's leverage. It's you doing your thinking in advance and using AI to help you do it faster. Okay, so let's get into the actual strategies. Here's what I reach for when I'm in a low capacity season and need AI to carry some of the weight. So the first thing I do is use AI to help me plan. Not vague, generic planning, but specific planning. I'll tell Claude what's coming up, what's already on my plate, what offers I have live or I'm planning on launching, and ask it to help me map out my priorities for the season. This is so helpful because when I'm in a low capacity season, my brain is already juggling more than normal. I don't have the mental space to also be the strategist, so I let AI be the thinking partner that helps me see the forest through the trees. I'll literally say something like, here's what I have going on personally this month, and here's what's happening in my business. What should I be focused on and what can wait? And then I use that output to build my bare minimum task list for the season. The second thing I do is I use AI to get ahead on content. So this is a big one. During Maycember, a couple months ago, I used Claude to help me outline multiple podcast episodes, draft some email content, and plan what I wanted to say across June, all before the chaos actually hit. And here's what I love about this. When you're ahead on content, you create options. You can record when you have energy. You can batch when the house is quiet. You're not reacting, you're executing on a plan that's already made. AI dramatically speeds up the outlining and drafting process for me. Instead of staring at a blank page, wondering what to say, I can give Claude a topic, my audience, my voice context, and have a working outline in minutes. That means that my actual content creation time shrinks significantly, which is everything in a low capacity season. The third thing I do is I use AI for email strategy and drafting. So email is something that has to keep going for my business, even when I'm not running at full capacity. My list needs to hear from me, relationships need to be nurtured, and offers need to stay warm. So I use AI to help me draft emails in batches before a low capacity season hits. I'll share the theme, the offer or topic I want to speak to, and my voice context, and let Claude do the heavy lifting on the first draft. And then I read it, make it sound more like me, and it's done. That means that my email list doesn't go dark just because my personal life got busy. And that matters because consistency is what builds trust, and trust is what drives sales. The fourth thing I do is I use AI to make decisions faster. So this one's a little less obvious, but honestly, it's one of my favorites. So when I'm in a low capacity season, I don't have time to overthink. I need to make decisions and move. AI helps me with that, whether it's deciding what content to prioritize, figuring out the right framing for an offer, or just thinking through a business question. I can talk it through with Claude and get to a decision way faster than I would on my own. It's like having a strategic partner available at 9 p.m. when my kids are finally asleep and you have 20 minutes to work. You don't have time to journal about it. You need clarity fast. That is where AI delivers. So I want to pause here and say something that I think is really important because I talk to a lot of mom entrepreneurs who feel guilty about using AI, like it's cheating or like it means that their content isn't really theirs. So let me reframe that for you. AI is not replacing you. AI is giving you your time back. The strategy is still yours. The voice is still yours. The relationships are still yours. But what AI does is remove the friction between the idea and the execution. And in a low capacity season, friction is the enemy. You are not less of a CEO because you use AI. You are a smarter CEO because you use your resources well. And right now, AI is one of the most powerful resources available to small business owners, period. Sustainable business isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about being strategic about how you spend your limited time and energy. AI is a tool in service of that. And in low capacity seasons, especially, it is non-negotiable for me personally. So I want to end this section by painting a picture of what actually becomes possible when you get good at using AI in low capacity seasons. It means that you don't lose momentum. Your audience keeps hearing from you, your content keeps going out, your email list stays warm, and your business doesn't go dark every time that life gets loud. It means that you can actually be present with your family. When I'm not stressed about my business falling apart, I can actually enjoy the week and a half my son is home. I can be at the field day and not mentally be writing copy in my head. That's the dream, right? And it means that you come out of the low capacity season ahead, not behind, because you've been maintaining instead of scrambling. That is a completely different starting point. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I want to actually learn how to do this, like get into the nitty gritty of using AI in my business consistently and confidently, I have 2 ways to work with me right now. And I want to tell you about both so you can decide which one's the right fit. The first is a CEO Mom Automation Lab. This is a focused experience where we get your AI workflow set up and running specifically so that your business can keep moving even when you can't. It is a great option if you want a specific contained experience. And I want to be really transparent here. If you want more than just one experience, then the Sustainable CEO Mom Society is actually a better deal. The society includes the Automation Lab, so you get that. Plus, you get ongoing support, resources, and community inside a membership that's designed to help you build a sustainable, profitable business month after month. So with the society, you get more for less when you join the society because you get basically 2 memberships in one. I'll link both options in the show notes so you can take a look and see which one feels right for you right now. All right, that is going to be a wrap on today's episode. If this resonated with you and if you've been in a low capacity season and you felt your business slip, I hope this gave you permission to do it differently next time. Use the tools available to you, protect your energy, stay consistent in ways that matter, and remember, sustainable business is built in the margins. That's exactly why we're here. I'll see you next week, and until then, go build something great in whatever time you've got. If this episode resonated with you, share it with another service-based mom who's building something real. And when you're ready to move from reactive business ownership to sustainable CEO leadership, your next step is waiting for you. You'll find the right path, whether that's the accelerator, the collective, or a deeper intensive, by going to momsmakemoneycollective.com. You're not just building a business, you're building it your way sustainably, with profit, with margin, and with intention. Because hustle is optional, leadership isn't. I'll see you next week.